How what's up, y'all? It's popping in today. About to react to this choice event. It's titled "TikToker Calls Out Shera 7 and Black Women for Not Standing Up for Her Community." What is going on here? Sure, we're gonna see what's happening and what drama the sprinkle lady is in. Let's watch.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm sorry, but just because she's a black woman does not give her a pass at all, because black women are dealing with so much on a daily already, race and everything. No, honey. We're all humans here, and what she did was freaking disgusting. She should be canceled. She showed her true colors.
Hi, my loves. It's Destin Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. So today's video, I really wanted to get on here and speak on the controversy involving Sprinkle Lady, also known as Shera 7. Shera 7 is a very popular YouTube commentator and live streamer who has written books. She's a witch, really successful YouTube channels, and has done a lot for a lot of women. Yeah. She's taught women how to get whatever they can out of men. She's taught women how to be gold diggers for certain men. She's taught women how to get what they can out of their own men.
And if the ladies that can't get money out of men have the wrong target. If you've been with the wrong target for a long time and you're trying to squeeze money out of them, that's when you have to trick them in line, because they're not naturally the right target. So you're going to have to be tricky. But for those of you who are, meeting new people, this is the easiest, fastest way. Always find someone that likes you way more, that is eager to please you and offers you anything before you even ask.
She's an overall hypergamist and advises a lot of women to not date for love because love is overrated, but instead date up. Do what a lot of Arabic women do what a lot of women in Eastern Africa or Northern Africa do. Date a man who's going to take care of you and fund your lifestyle and elevate you. Because forgive me, everybody wants a Cinderella love story or the same love story as y'all grannies, but y'all don't realize that y'all grannies was getting they shit rocked every single Sunday after Sunday service. So you might as well find someone who's going to take care of you and pay your bills. She obviously has a very clear, smooth message, and we know what kind of person she is and the kind of woman she is. However, she recently got a lot of backlash because she basically showed a Starbucks cup in one of her live streams and on her Instagram.
This is y'all queen.
That's how I live my sprinkle life. I don't worry about distractions or anything else in the world that have nothing to do with me. If I had to sit here and worry about genocide, I'd have to worry about the Native Americans. I'd have to worry about the gentrification in different parts of my city. I'd have to make a whole list of things that I have to worry about before I have to worry about what's going on in a whole other country. So if y'all really want to get political and want me to start listing the things that I have to worry about, I can do that. But I choose to stay living my best life and focusing on the things that I want. So if y'all have a problem with me not being trendy and boycotting companies, I don't care. Sprinkle, unbothered.
And a lot of her fans were very irritated and angry at her, just like they've been with a lot of influencers, because as y'all know...
Because y'all want everybody to be a fucking activist and to be into politics and keep up with what's going on in the world and speak on it and do what you would do and move how you want them to move. Like... That's wild. I feel like she didn't need to say all that. But to get mad at her because she's continuing to drink Starbucks is crazy.
There's been a lot of backlash about Israel and Palestine. Now, of course, the internet does what they do best, and they expect everybody to be a microwave activist. Now, of course, a woman who is Muslim and Middle Eastern was...
And when y'all do that, y'all also create all of these fake activists as well. It's so cringy to witness, and I spot them from a mile away. They don't actually give a fuck, but they want to pretend that they do just because they want to please the viewers. So all y'all doing is forcing people to, falsely care and falsely be into politics. So I don't agree with that, but whatever.
Angry at Shera for trying to support Starbucks and trying to support all these different companies and not caring about a lot of her fans who are a part of these communities. And a woman basically got on TikTok and dragged her ass to filth for being a hypocrite.
One thing that set me off is that at the end of that live that she went on saying that she doesn't care about this group of people getting unlived. I'm sorry.
That's what I said. I feel like she didn't need to... I don't think she worded that properly, because it did come off crazy insensitive. And it did make it seem like she doesn't care at all. Like, people are dying. Well, anyway, I'm still drinking my Starbucks. I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. I'm worried about my own country. Like, I think that is a wild thing to say.
Just because she's a black woman does not give her a pass at all. Because
But I'm gonna need you to shut your fucking mouth, because that's the other thing too. I'm tired of these people who want to be like, oh well, the black community y'all need to step up because we tried to support y'all. When I don't like that tit for tat nonsense, because it's like, oh, so you were only in support of black people because you felt like, okay, if I ever need help, then you need to be in support of me. Like, I feel like that's a very weird narrative, and her even bringing up her race is irrelevant. This could have been a white woman, a Mexican woman saying the same thing. Like, focus on that. So I don't like that goofy shit.
Black women are dealing with so much on a daily already, race and everything. No, honey.
Because now you come across insensitive as well to, the struggles that black people do have to deal with and that they face. So it's just, this is a bunch of fuckery. This is why I don't even get involved. Don't ask me about shit.
Humans here, and what she did was freaking disgusting. She should be canceled. She showed her true colors. She flaunted that freaking Starbucks coffee in our face. She didn't have to do that part.
She didn't.
She should just shut your mouth, be quiet.
Now, I'm pretty sure most of you have heard about the genocide happening in Palestine and Israel, because as you guys know, there's a war going on right now involving the two countries due to resources, land, religious differences, and much more. And due to that, Israel has been, bombing a lot of the country and doing all types of crazy shit, and a lot of children have been caught up in the crossfire, where innocent people who have nothing to do with the war are being bombed. Now, of course, we all know Israel is ran by a certain religious group, also known as the Jews, and due to that, a lot of people have been very silent about Israel, doing a lot of wrong to Palestine. It's unfortunate because you see all types of crazy videos of children missing limbs, missing fingers because they got caught in the crossfire of the war. You see a lot of, bombs getting dropped in a lot of parts of the country and dropped in a lot of very, historical areas, because a lot of the people that run Israel are fed up with Palestine. And this war has been going on for over 500 years, and it probably won't end anytime soon. So this has led to a lot of people trying to boycott a lot of companies like Amazon, Starbucks, KFC, Burger King, and many other companies.
I feel like when COVID went on, a lot of people were thinking that you can't say certain words because YouTube will flag your videos. Like, that was just not the case. They were flagging some, like, political videos that had COVID in the title when they felt like they were too radical, and they would be like anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. They would like maybe demonetize them or just flag them like, oh, only appropriate for 18 and up. But they stopped doing that. Like, people start complaining, and then they just like, all right, whatever. So even those videos stopped getting flagged. But especially now, like, you can say Palestine, you can say these things, like, they're not gonna flag you unless you're saying some super crazy, outlandish, like, hateful things.
That helped a lot of Israeli soldiers, support themselves, feed themselves, have internet, and much more. And a lot of people are not very happy about it, especially people who live in America and other Western countries, because many other Western countries have been helping Israel. Okay, but do y'all see this list?
Many.
There's Starbucks, Burger King,
literally
McDonald's,
everything.
KFC.
What can you do?
7-Eleven? Oh my goodness. You got Kit Kat, Pepsi, Sprite, Coca-Cola, A&M root beer, and then you got
I also hate to break it to y'all, these companies are gonna still thrive and do well. Like, it's impossible to get everybody on the same page and to stop purchasing from these businesses. So, I mean, getting mad at someone who chooses to still go to McDonald's, for example, I feel like it's goofy and foolish, because they're gonna continue to be really big businesses, and they're not gonna hurt. Even if they hurt a little bit temporarily, like, they're still gonna dominate.
Hello?
A lot of these are billion-dollar companies.
Are you kidding me? Yo, Jamaicans about to lose their shit. Jamaicans about to lose their bati. Are you kidding me? You can't support none of this stuff. So a lot of people want Israel as an ally, especially America. So American companies have been supporting Israel for a very long time, and a lot of people who are Palestinian and a lot of people who are Muslim and Arabic are not fucking with it. So now there's this huge trend of trying to boycott different companies and boycott celebrities that support these different companies. It's so bad to the point where a lot of people have been trying to get everyone's attention. Hence why everywhere y'all go on social media for the past year, all you've seen is free Palestine, free this, free that, free this. All you've seen is this flag, and it's probably not going to go away. Because again, a lot of people are fed up and upset that a lot of young and innocent people are caught in the crossfire of this war. So essentially, this woman is making it very clear that Shera, of all people, should be standing in allegiance because Shera is the black woman and that she needs to stand in solidarity. And a big portion of this woman's comment section, without a shock, supported and agreed with her because a lot of people felt like Cheryl just should have said nothing at all. My issue with performative activism, migrant activism, is that they don't want Cheryl to be an activist. They want Cheryl to be a parrot. Now, it's one thing for her to show her Starbucks and say, look, I don't care, I don't want to be involved, and that's her business, that's her right. Who the hell cares? But the issue is, people on the internet are willing to bully people who won't be a parrot to them. We live in an era of social media where now people are pressuring entertainers and influencers to speak on stuff that's irrelevant to their entire brand. How the hell do y'all want someone who makes cooking videos to speak about the stuff that's going on in one particular country? It's just like Shera said, there's a lot of things that I have to worry about. And she has a point. Think about it. There's so many stuff happening in all parts of England, the Caribbean.
Even when things are affecting me and my race, like I wasn't on YouTube talking about Black Lives Matter and go do this. I wasn't doing that. Regardless of what my own personal beliefs are and what I'm doing, I'm not going to force that down my audience's throat. I'm not going to feel pressure to speak on those type of things because that doesn't even fall in line with my brand. Have a brand. Really, it's not an actual specific theme, but I wasn't gonna just start reacting to like a whole bunch of political videos and just keep giving my opinion about how black people always facing these injustices and we always die. I'm not gonna do that again, regardless of my own personal viewpoints on that. Why would I do that? That doesn't even fall in line with my YouTube channel for me to just focus on politics and talk about those things and force it down your throat. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I understand what he's saying. I agree.
Right now, a big portion of the Caribbean is going through Hurricane Beryl. As we all know, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent, they're currently going through a huge hurricane, and a lot of people are left with no power or electricity. And the media is not talking about them.
System bringing damage to Jamaica on Wednesday when it passed the island.
And I only talk about Jamaica.
Tom Hansen has the
latest. That's also odd. I think they're the only ones affected.
Hurricane Beryl's fierce winds, powerful waves, and torrential rain pummeled Jamaica Wednesday. It's the latest Caribbean country to face widespread destruction from the storm. Beryl toppled power lines, snapped trees, and flooded roads after the Prime Minister called for a national curfew.
On top of that, there's a lot of things that us in the States should be worried about. Also, people in the Western society, where now there's this huge fentanyl epidemic, where now there's a lot of people who are bringing fentanyl into the country across the southern border. There's a lot of people from different parts of Asia who are bringing that shit into America and many parts of Westernized society. And many of them are trying to put these, substances inside of Westernized society to destroy the economy, to make mental illnesses worse, to give these new drug addicts more shit to worry about. And we don't know where this influx of it is coming from.
Busted LAX after a suspect tries to smuggle an estimated 12,000 fentanyl pills through security stashed inside several candy boxes. The suspect, who tried to smuggle the potentially deadly drugs, fled the scene before being detained.
But federal agents say they've identified the drug runner and now they're conducting a full investigation. KTLA's Pedro Rivera has the latest.
Skittles, Sweet Tarts, and Whoppers. They look innocent enough on the outside of the bag, but inside of these packages, DEA and LA County Sheriff
that's already suspicious. Why are you trying to fly with all this damn candy? It's like, that's red flag.
This uncovered no sweets at all, but 12,000 suspected fentanyl pills.
It is definitely a big concern.
According to LA County Sheriff Deputy Michael Chen, around 7:30 Wednesday morning, a person attempted to board a plane with what they tried to pass off as candy.
However, it was discovered that inside the Sweethearts, Skittles, and Whoppers candy boxes were fentanyl pills.
According to the CDC, fentanyl is 50 times more potent than heroin. Deputies do not know whether the suspect was just trying to illegally transport the drugs or was planning to sell the drugs in the packaging. But regardless, it is a cause of concern for law enforcement agencies with Halloween fast approaching.
Parents need to make sure that they are checking their kids' candy
The El Paso County DA is sharing a new report warning parents of the dangers of fentanyl. These are just a few examples of fentanyl-laced candy, some even looking like kids' chewable vitamins. Last year, 5 minors died in El Paso County due to fentanyl, including a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old.
No.
And in other news, I really want to talk about this because not many people are discussing this. Another thing that's been happening recently is that a lot of migrants have been coming to New York City. Not just New York City, but a lot of major cities, but mostly New York City. So in New York City, as we all know, is mad diverse. And I was in New York City the other day with my homegirl, Lilo Morton. And as I was walking around, tell me why I saw so many housing that they were giving to a lot of the migrants. I'm talking about they were giving them food, shelter, bedding, all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is they're being thrown in the hood. So they're literally building migrant buildings, migrant homes, and they're giving them free health. They're giving them and they're giving them food, shelter, healthcare, and they're putting their kids in school and everything. Now, my question is, where the hell did New York City get this money from? But they're over here raising rent. They're raising rent. They're raising property taxes on people who own apartments and homes. People can't even get a decent, reasonable, livable wage to live in New York City, but they got millions of dollars to throw into these migrant homes. Who's paying for this? All of these packages and stuff like that, who's paying for it? Who's letting these millions of people stand in line? Who bought all these people in? I thought we had strict borders. I thought America was, strict with their border. Like, who let all these people from Panama, Chile, Central and North America come in? Where do they come from? Who's paying for this? This is millions of dollars that could be used to fund a lot of people that are on the streets. A lot of the single mothers that can't even afford daycare or childcare, that could be going towards them. But we're worried about a lot of these migrants that are coming in. And it's just stuff like that. That's what a lot of people in America are worried about right now. And rent is going up like crazy in New York City. So I see stuff like this and I think to myself, oh, so y'all do got money. But of course, these politicians are being real sneaky and bringing a whole bunch of them in, are probably going to give a whole bunch of them loans, are probably going to help a lot of them open up businesses and restaurants, and then guess what? They won't hire one of these motherfuckers who live in Brooklyn or the Bronx who lived in these areas for generations. They're going to hire their own who don't speak the local language or none of that. Where are these people coming from? Like, let's just be realistic for a second. We have a lot of shit to worry about in America, and I'm not saying that I don't care about the stuff that's happening overseas. I'm just saying, in general, you can't get mad that a lot of Americans just simply don't care because, again, a lot of us is tired. There's so many different things that people can worry about, and we can worry about multiple things at a time. But trying to legit boycott companies and pressure your
And of course, you can come with the argument that, oh, that's like so minor, compared to people dying, over. And it's like, okay, but I do get what he's saying. Maybe I kind of get what he's saying, okay? Because there are always so many tragedies. Like, I'm old, okay? So I've lived through so many tragedies in the world and have, witnessed so many people dying all over the world in large numbers in my own country and other countries. So it's just fucking exhausting to constantly not only take this in because we're force-fed it, we can't escape it, but then people expect us as influencers to talk about it and to preach about it and to be online activists and say the right thing and only support the right companies. So I get that can just be like a lot. Like, y'all ask for way too much. Y'all are weird. Do your part and you worry about that. And it's just so backwards as well because as you're trying to be morally superior, you're attacking other people and putting them down for not being a good person. But it's just, that's so ironic because it's like, are you a good person? If you're trying to bully people online and like upset them because you feel like, well, you need to be doing this because it's so wrong what's happening over there. It's like you're not a good person, so you want to pose as one online because I guess it makes you feel better about yourself, but it's like you're really not that great of a person. Like, if you were, you would just do your part, try your best to make change, but trying to, spew hate online to people who are not doing what you think they should do, I feel like that makes you a shitty person. I don't see how people don't see that. It's so backwards. But as you're trying to be this morally great person, I'm so perfect and great because I'm just standing up and doing the right thing by posting Free Palestine on TikTok. Like, oh, okay, that really did something. Like, fuck out of here. So I get what him and Sprinkle Lady are saying. they probably aren't presented it in the most digestible way, and it probably could be said a little differently, but I understand the message overall, and I get what they're saying, because I agree.
But to be saying, it's a little bit childish.
Shera, not so
and
much.
I get why people want to boycott.
She added certain things she didn't need to say. Like saying you don't care, I feel like that just goes a step further. Like, that's kind of rude.
Things on their own and follow influencers, that's fine. But don't try to bully people to speak on things that you personally care about. Because let's be for real, when that whole BLM stuff happened, and that whole Breonna Taylor stuff happened, and George Floyd and all that stuff happened, not everybody had an opinion. Not everybody had something to say.
Thanks.
And the fact that a lot of entertainers and celebrities didn't have anything to say during the
never
whole
posted
George,
this either.
Breonna Taylor situation,
You been following me, you know.
It was so bad to the point where
I didn't post about Black Lives Matter and stuff like that.
This idea, but I know they weren't black. Came up with
and
this
this is
idea
so pointless. How did this help anybody or anything? How did this help? And the same thing with the hashtag. Like, you could say it's bringing awareness and it's better than nothing. Is it? Is it really? Because what did this help exactly? This posting this black out on your fucking Instagram page and using the hashtag Black Lives Matter and BLM. Like, did that prevent black people from being killed at all? It didn't. Did that bring back any of the people who did lose their lives? It didn't. So that's the other thing too that's so wild. Like, y'all want people to do pointless fucking internet work. This internet fake ass social activist bullshit. It doesn't even do anything. Like, bro.
Dumb ass trend where they were posting black squares all over social media. Where if you didn't have anything to say, you just basically went black. Like, you go ghost. You don't do anything. And then somebody added, oh, you support black businesses, and that's it. But that's it. You just go black. Nobody posts anything. And when somebody would post something, people would say, hey, we're supposed to go black. It's just, like, who thought of this dumb ass shit? Like, it was so bad that people were grilling entertainers to say something about black issues that they felt pressured to.
People even asked me why I didn't post it. I'm like, go to hell.
So for people who didn't want to say anything, but they want to stir controversy, they posted a fucking square like that's supposed to do something. People are so stupid, and society ain't shit. We're trying to pressure these people to speak on something to the point where they're posting black squares. You know, we have so many things going on in the States. We have so many things. We have the election coming up. We have people who are struggling to pay their damn rent. We have people who are struggling and living paycheck to paycheck as single mothers. There's just so much shit going on in the world for people to get upset because one itty-bitty person does not want to fucking put down the Starbucks cup. I mean, for God's sake, this woman has 2 children, and she obviously probably had to take her kids to school. She probably has to pay for her kids' classes. The least she could have is a damn coffee cup. Recently, they literally blocked the entire freeway out here in Los Angeles, California, because they wanted to bring attention to Palestine, and it caused a whole ruckus and everything. You know, a lot of people trying to get to work. A lot of people had to get places, and they couldn't because people blocked the freeways. People are going to be blocking traffic everywhere to bring attention to what's happening in a whole other country. So
and you got to think about that as well. Like, this is why this shit gets very tricky, because you got people, like, they are blocking the freeway and shit. And it's like people who are in the ambulance trying to get to the hospital. They dying, they bleeding out, but people talking about free Palestine in the street, and it's like, I just feel like there are better ways to raise awareness, and I don't know.
That's what it is. There's so many issues happening in the world right now that you can't pressure people to support the shit you support. So that's why I don't like performative activism, because when I see shit like that, and I see people talking about BLM, which, fun fact, BLM wasn't predominantly ran by a lot of black people. And fun fact, BLM is a trash organization
were mishandled.
That no one should support, because they took a lot of the funds.
That's the other thing too. Y'all be so quick to blindly support a lot of these organizations, but a lot of them are so fucking corrupt, and they take advantage of, you know, people's support, people wanting to support, and they'll mishandle the funds. So that's the other thing too. It's like, even if you donate, you don't even know if your donations are actually making a change and actually doing anything. So it's just all like, it's just a lot. Bro, I'm about to take these eyelashes off.
Fucking pocket. If you want to spread more awareness about Palestine and you want people to post it all over their pages, why don't you post it on your page? Or why don't you send it to your friends and family who have an issue with it and post it on their page, or have them post it? Why do y'all care about what fucking Ja Rule got to think? Why do y'all care about what the fuck Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, and this person got to think? It's all performative. And now, if y'all didn't know, there's also companies that are capitalizing off of the performative activism, a lot of microwave activism. Or if y'all didn't know, there's a company that made an app recently where if you want to figure out what company to support and not support, you can basically scan the package or scan the barcode. You can find out if that company actually supported Israel or not.
Ranking system, it goes from do not buy to caution, okay to buy, and there are four levels of okay to buy.
We're going to look this up. Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day is okay to buy.
Let's see.
Do not buy.
Todd is not okay to buy. Yeah, I can tell you that right now.
Nadia.
I'm Shazad.
And we're the founders of Disoccupy. In order to use it, you can save it as if it's an app. And we're going to click on Disoccupied. So we want to look up
local brand. I don't think they're cool either.
Here. It's a caution.
We've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours now just researching companies. The difference between what we're doing and what you've seen out there is we're following the private equity money, the venture capital money, the money that's not seen.
And that's the other thing too. Sorry, I keep pausing, but it's like you talking about you spent hundreds of hours researching this shit, and it's like Troy's pulled up the picture of all the companies who are basically I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Oh, my eyes get poked up by these goddamn blushes. They're like poked in my eye. But yeah, you want people to do all this research to try to figure out, okay, what can I not eat? I'm going to the grocery store. What can I not buy? Oh shit, this is in my cabinet. I gotta throw it out now. I can't eat that. Well, now that's a lie for you to expect other people to do that. If you don't want to do that, if you want to do that, then cool. But trying to expect other people to do that is unhinged.
Going into APAC, that's the money that we're following.
We just felt helpless. We wanted to do something that is going to be more than just sharing or resharing a post. We knew that the only way we could do that was to shift where the money was. And that's why we came up with this idea of Disoccupy.
So a lot of people are capitalizing off of this whole microwave activism and this whole cancel culture of entertainers and celebrities who don't want to speak on events or care to speak on things.
Well, now you can use the app they created, I guess.
And if you want to unfollow her, I don't blame you. If you want to say, fuck her, she can go to hell, then fine, go ahead. But what the fuck do you think she's supposed to do? She teaches women how to sprinkle and get what they can out of men. Her brand does not align with politics. She's not a politician. She's not an activist. She's just a woman who sits on her live stream in her basic home and
try to extract money out of people.
What do people expect out of her? You know what I mean? And also another thing, YouTube doesn't even really let a lot of us talk about the things going on with Palestine and Israel. Notice how your favorite YouTubers haven't talked about Israel and Palestine, and it's messed up because I actually got 2 of my videos age restricted because I talked about Israel and Palestine, and I put a Palestinian flag in my thumbnail. And the reason why it's like that is because, I mean, a lot of these advertisers who, for example, when you see ads on a YouTuber's videos, like if you see an ad from Disney, if you see an ad from Netflix or an ad from Starbucks,
you gotta fight that though, because if you didn't say anything, that's literally in the YouTube terms of service. If you're not saying anything that's super controversial and you're not saying anything hateful, like if your video did get flagged, you can appeal that, because sometimes it's just automatic and they get it wrong a lot of the time.
Any major company, 9 times out of 10, it's usually owned by a Jewish person or a Jewish company. So because a lot of these advertisers are ran by a lot of Jews, a lot of them don't play that shit. They're not going to have people talking about, saving Palestine and then also lining the pockets of a lot of YouTubers and content creators and much more. They're just not having that shit. That's why you see a lot of people staying quiet about it. Some of them don't have a choice but to stay quiet about it, and some entertainers just simply don't care. People grilled Kim Kardashian because she was like, free everybody, because she don't care. She just don't care. Like, it just is what it is. Most of the media, most of the entertainment industry is ran by a certain religious group. But that's all I gotta say on that.
Just politics gets very tricky. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody wants to argue, which also is not really helping either. And that's what you're putting your energy into, arguing online in people's comment section, instead of actually trying to make change and trying to donate or trying to bring real awareness to people who do want to get involved. What is the point in you trying to shame others into getting involved and donating and being in support? how is that effective at all? Like, it's just so counterproductive. I don't understand the angle. It's just so goofy. And like I said, it's a lot of people who just want to feel morally superior online of all places. Like, it's just a very goofy situation. But yeah, I do feel like she could have worded that better. The sprinkle lady, but also that lady, that woman who called the sprinkle lady out, she could have worded that better as well. I don't like her delivery and her being like, oh, well, because, you know, race and everything, and black people deal with it. Like, she was kind of diminishing what black people do have to deal with in this fucking country. And you're like, okay, anyway, that don't matter, but you need to be doing, like, I don't like that either. But I feel like her drinking her coffee, is that really doing anything? Starbucks is crazy popular all over the world. Every country I go to, they got Starbucks. And guess what? That should be packed. So you think the sprinkle lady not going to Starbucks anymore is going to make that big of a difference? Like I said, these big billion-dollar companies are going to be strong and dominate no matter what. So if you don't want to support them, then that's cool. That's your decision. But trying to go out of your way to shame a few people who decide to still support them, I just feel like it's just stupid. But whatever. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.